What is happening, guys? Welcome to the first week of the playoffs in the WBE Draft League. Today we're matched up against Dan, aka A-Drive, in the Minnesota Vikavolts. So we have played once this season already. Luckily, I was able to scoop a win in our first encounter, which it was actually a really good battle. And this is going to be an interesting one for sure. We both kind of know what we're working with in terms of teams and how we kind of prepare for each other. So this is going to be fun to see how this goes. I ended up bringing the same team as I brought last time. I haven't had a whole lot of prep time for this. We decided to do this battle a day early. We were going to do this tomorrow, but we decided to do it today. So not too big of a deal, but if we can do exactly what we did last time, that would be great. His biggest threat to me is going to be that Mega Pincer. If that thing gets up a Swords Dance, it can knock out everything on my team in one hit except for Machamp. So if it gets up 2 Swords Dances, that means it's definitely going to be able to sweep me. So I do want to conserve Machamp, get this thing, ensure that it stays at full health for the entirety of the battle until I need it for the Pincer. But other than that, he does have some pretty scary mons. He's working with the Alakazam. He also has Cloyster, potential Shell Smasher. So I do need to play my cards right here in order to get this correct. I assume he's going to go for some interesting predictions. So let's go ahead and select the team here. We're bringing, like I said, the same dudes as last time. And all right, so I noticed he brought the Charizard this time, which is an interesting bring. I'm worried about him leading off with that, actually. So we're going to write his team down. He has the Pinsir, he has the Nidoqueen, he has the Vaporeon, Cloyster, Alakazam, and the Charizard. So I think he might expect me to lead off with my Sandslash, which I really would like to do. I want to be able to... Yeah, he didn't bring the Wigglytuff here is actually the difference in matchup. So I was kind of expecting him to lead off with Wigglytuff again. That way I could lead Sandslash and get off an Iron Tail. But that doesn't look like that's going to happen, as I expect him to probably want to lead off with that Charizard, to be honest. Seeing as his Stealth Rocker could potentially be that Nidoqueen, actually. You know, he might go Nidoqueen here. If he does, it would be great to lead off with LL Cruel J. I think that might be our best bet. But I'm kind of expecting Charizard as a lead, trying to catch the Sandslash off guard. So, you know, let's just lead off with my Tentacruel here. It does do pretty well against his team. So let's hope that we can get a good lead going here, because that is pretty important in these battles. So let's go ahead and get this started. The playoffs, baby. We've had a pretty good season so far. We've got 7 wins and 2 losses. So hopefully we can keep this rolling and take the whole damn thing. So me and Bolt are at it again. I'm really interested to see what he's going to want to lead off with. If it's Nidoqueen, that actually is going to be kind of scary in terms of Earthquake. So he leads off with Zippo, so it is actually going to be that Charizard. So we're able to predict the lead correctly, and that's actually huge for us, because now he is forced to kind of switch out here. I don't think, well, he probably has Earthquake, to be honest. I'm worried about going into Shrimp, just because I know this thing probably carries Will-O-Wisp. So we're probably going to take an Earthquake here. I know that I can live at least one of them, though, which is the good news. And the biggest thing for me is not wanting to go into either Tiny Wings or Shrimp trying to dodge an Earthquake, because that means that we essentially are just going to have to take a Will-O-Wisp. So I think I'm just going to stay in here turn 1 and just go right for a Scald. I think that's my safest bet. Just kind of scout what this thing's going to want to go for. Yeah, as he's just going to go ahead and click Earthquake there. So Tentacruel is able to take that. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to take another one, as at least the Scald is going to do a decent bit of damage here. It does knock it almost to the exact same range. So that's kind of nice. This thing now can't switch into Stealth Rock if that's something I decide to get up later. But the bad news about this is I kind of have to let Tentacruel go down. I'm trying to think about what it would be useful for. It can no longer take a Psychic from Alakazam, obviously. It would be good for the Vaporeon. I can outspeed the Nidoqueen with it, so I'm kind of wondering if I should try to make a switch here. But it's not looking too good for me, as I guess Tony would be my only thing I could bring in after this. And then again, I don't have much to hit it with, so I'm kind of in a bad spot here, as I think he's going to Earthquake. I think we go Tiny Wings maybe, and go for... Yeah, here's what we're going to do. We're going to save Tentacruel. This might end up biting me in the ass later, but then again, as I'm thinking about it, even if I were to let Tentacruel go down there, I wouldn't have anything to bring in and outspeed this thing later. So we bring in Tiny Wings on an Earthquake, which is fine. As now I am definitely going to expect the Will-O-Wisp. I don't think an Aqua Jet knocks it out at this range, so we're kind of forced to just go for a Rock Slide. He could just bring in... Well, he doesn't have a whole lot of switches into a Dragonite. So we're just going to click Rock Slide here. Definitely get... Oh, he's actually going to switch. Okay. So he kind of avoided the Will-O-Wisp there, which is great, as now he brings in the Nidoqueen. So he's going to predict the Rock Slide there, which is great for him. And I'm expecting Ice Beam here, potentially. He could also have Flamethrower for Sand Slash. So this is kind of a scary matchup for me here. I do obviously need to save Goro. Can't switch that thing in. He probably also has Thunderbolt for Shrimp. He might expect that to come in. But I think I might just go into Arcanine here. Making just some quick plays. We're going to go Arcanine. There's no chance that he's going to Earthquake. I assume he's going to set up Stealth Rock, would be probably my guess. As, yeah, he's going to set up that Stealth Rock. So that's not too bad. This gives me kind of an interesting turn here, because I could go for the Will-O-Wisp, but then if he brings in that Zard, we're kind of in a bad spot. I think I might just click Flare Blitz. This is an interesting play for me here, because he could just Earthquake me. I think I have to click Willow, as he's going to probably click EQ, but if he goes back into that Zard, that is going to put us in a pretty tough spot. So yeah, he is going to end up switching out here. But he's actually going to go into the Oxygen, which is the Vaporeon. So Vaporeon comes in, we do land the Will-O-Wisp, which is nice. And I have a feeling this is going to be a really good battle. I'm not even going to be that mad if I end up losing this, because I did have a great season. And I'm happy with how it went so far. Alright, so we get the Willow on that thing, which is great. Now, I would rather have gotten a Toxic on it, but that's fine. Now I can pretty much bring in Sand Slash. I could get up my Stealth Rock, which would be great. It would limit that Charizard from coming in. But he might double into Charizard here. I could potentially just go LL Cruel J, which I think would be a safe play, as he's probably gonna Reflect, maybe. I think we're gonna go Tentacruel. It's probably safer for me to go Tentacruel here. I can get a Giga Drain off and try to get some health back if he decides to stay in against me. I don't think it will stay in against the Tentacruel, but we're gonna have to see. So we get a switch out here. Get hurt by a little bit of Stealth Rock, as he's actually gonna double. He's gonna go into the Charizard. Yep, he does double back into Zard. So that's why I didn't want to go into the Sand Slash. I knew he was going to expect me to go Slash there. So now we're in a position where he's going to be able to just finish me off with an Earthquake. So that does kind of suck there, as I'm trying to consider what I want to do here. He's probably just going to EQ. Tentacruel doesn't have much business kind of staying around. I think we just stay in and just go for a Scald. So he made a great switch there. He has actually Air Slashes, so goes for a bit of a neutral ground play there. We're able to live that with 2 HP, do not get the flinch, which is insane, and we're able to take out the Charizard. So Tentacruel doing the thing it's been doing all season, which is living special attacks and killing stuff with Scald. So that is great that he went for the Air Slash there. I assume maybe he predicted the switch into either Gyarados or Dragonite, just trying to get off some damage, which would have been a great play, but I figured switching out Tentacruel would have been pretty detrimental there. So now he's going to bring in the Zam. He gets a free switch into the purple shirt boy, or girl actually. And I know that this thing probably carries Reflect, so that's something I do kind of have to worry about. I know that Sand Slash comes in rather easily against this thing, and then I can set up Stealth Rock. I could save LL Cruel J for some Death Fodder later. I just know that I get Sand Slash in pretty freely against this thing, so I think that's what I'm going to do. I think saving Tentacruel for a Death Fodder switch in later would be more beneficial than just staying in and going for some damage. So let's get in Sand Slash. This thing was kind of a lot for the Wigglytuff, which he didn't end up bringing, as he's actually going to Calm Mind, which is something that is really scary. That was a good play against Tentacruel there. Luckily, we get in a physical attacker, which is nice. And now I'm in a position where I can Iron Tail for maximum damage, but I think I'm just going to click EQ. The reason for that is because I do not want to miss Iron Tail, as a Calm Minding Alakazam is super scary. So he gets off a Psychic here with the +1. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to take another one of those, but we do get off an EQ. And Zam is not very defensive, so we're able to knock that thing down quite a bit. And then now I guess I just have to Ice Shard. The worst part about this is that now I no longer have the ability to set up Stealth Rock, and that's going to really hurt me against the Mega Pinsir. But we're just going to go for Ice Shard here, get a little bit of last ditch effort damage, as it actually knocks it out. I honestly did not expect that to kill. Wow. All right. Young Sandslash knocking out the Zam, which is amazing. That was a huge threat out of the way. I did have Aqua Jet on my Dragonite, which I was going to switch into that if I ended up dying to that. But man, that Ice Shard did a chunk of damage. That had to have been somewhere close to max damage. But that's really great that we're able to get that. Unfortunately, I still don't think that we're going to be able to get up our Stealth Rock. But as long as Machamp is at full health, we can knock out that Pinsir with a Rock Slide, which is what we very much need. So we're doing pretty well at this point. He still has the Mega Pinsir, Nidoqueen, Vaporeon, and Cloyster left. So he's definitely got some threats. That Vaporeon being burnt is a little bit hindered as he's going to bring in the Nidoqueen here. So I assume this thing is probably just going to end up knocking me out. It's not really worth using my Death Fodder switch into Tentacruel, so I'm just going to stay in here and probably just Ice Shard just to get a little bit extra damage on this thing. I know that, well, yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to get up Stealth Rock, and I don't think I need it that much. He does still have the Cloyster, though, and the Cloyster is scary. That's something that I would have really benefited from getting Stealth Rock up against, but an Ice Shard's going to knock this thing down to around half, which is great. And Earthquake is going to take care of Sandslash, but we've kind of done our job in knocking out the Zam, which is great. So, all right, now we have some options here. I can go into... I probably have to go into Gyarados here. We can take one attack from this thing. Yeah, so we can Mega Evolve. We can live at least one attack from this. And he does have that Vaporeon, but I don't think Vaporeon really wants to come in on Gyarados taken after a crunch. I really don't think it is able to hit too hard. So we're going to go ahead and Mega, and we click crunch at this point. And I think he goes into Vaporeon here. He probably does. Unfortunately, no freaking Stealth Rock damage around, and Vaporeon, this is probably a bold Vaporeon, at least I'm going to assume, and this thing is kind of freaking scary. So we did have to take that Stealth Rock damage being a flying Gyarados there, which does kind of suck, but at least now we are nice and Mega Dark type Gyarados. We'll see how much this crunch does. I'm going to assume it knocks it down to about half. Yep, does about half. So it can take at least one more, and I think this thing is going to, like, reflect or something. Does fucking Vaporeon get reflect? I honestly don't remember. I mean, either that or he's going to Scald or Toxic. It doesn't get much against Mega Gyarados, so I think staying in here is probably the best play. I could go LL Cruel J and then get a free switch, but I think we just stay in here and crunch again, to be honest. We're just going to believe in the power of Gyara and see how this goes. Actually just knocks it out. All right. So I wasn't really sure if that was going to knock it out. I probably could have paid more attention and realized that that was going to. Maybe we got some max damage, but nothing switches into Mega Gyarados too easily. That's the one thing we have been able to learn from this draft league, is that you can't switch in on Mega Scrimp. He'll fuck you up. He will literally take a bite out of you. Nothing can take 2 hits from this. So now he's able to go into Thanos. That is going to be the Pinsir, and he is forced to go for an X-Scissor here. I could switch directly into Machamp. But if he Swords Dance, I gotta think about this for a sec. So I think I actually Thunder Wave. Thunder Wave will give me the ability to outspeed with Arcanine. So I think I Thunder Wave here. Yep, we're gonna click T-Wave. So I doubt that he's gonna. Maybe he does Swords Dance here. If he does, that's actually really scary. He's probably just gonna go ahead and X-Scissor and knock out Gyara. Ooh, he does SD. Oh my god, if I miss this Thunder Wave, so help me Jesus. Sometimes I forget that Thunder Wave can even miss, but okay, so we do hit it, which is great. So Thunder Wave is gonna half this thing's speed, which is really nice. And he does have that Swords Dance up. As long as he doesn't have 2, though, we are good. We're just gonna go ahead and click Crunch here, as it's our best option. We outspeed due to the fact that this thing is parried, and pretty much once this thing goes down, we are kind of in the clear. So X-Scissor takes out Scrimp. See you later, Shrimp. You did good though, buddy. And alright, so he's got Pinsir, Nidoqueen, and Cloyster left. I am actually really worried about that Cloyster at this point. I kind of need to save Tony for that thing now that I think about it. So let's see. Let's go into... I think we actually just go Tiny Wings here. Well, no, because then he can bring in the Nidoqueen, which is actually not able to outspeed us because we're at 112. Yeah, we go Dragonite here. We bring in the derpiest Dragon Boy around, and we're able to outspeed because we got that T-Wave off. We take that Stealth Rock damage, which freaking hurts to see. But We're just going to go ahead and click Rock Slide, I think, here. I think we're forced to go Rock Slide. This Tiny Wings has an interesting moveset against Dan. This is something that... This is a Dragonite that I pretty much made just for this matchup. He's got coverage that works really well against his team. But alright, down goes the Pinsir. That is the main threat out of the way. All that's left is going to be the Nidoqueen and the Cloyster. So he could go Cloyster here and actually Shell Smash, which would be quite bad now that I'm thinking about it. But I do have T-Bolt. So let's see. If he Shell Smashes, I think we go Goro here either way. Because if he Shell Smashes, then we can take at least one attack. We can then go for a Superpower, which I believe knocks it out. I think that's what we've got to do. I think we have to go Goro here. I could be making a huge misplay here. If this thing... The Shell Smash is always a potential win. There's always a win condition as long as you have a freaking Shell Smash Cloyster. So we get in Goro. Actually, he is going to Shell Smash. So I think we live a Hydro Pump at this health. We should be able to at least. Machamp is a bulky ass boy, so we get that. He gets that drop. He's gonna raise that attack and special attack. So I think it comes down to him getting off a Hydro Pump. But we just click Superpower here for our best option. So there's the Hydro Pump. He does connect on it, and that's scary. Ooh, we live it with 20 HP, which is nuts. Thank God we were able to bring in Machamp there. That would have actually, if that killed, I think we would have lost the game. But being at full health, Machamp really does great against his team, honestly. That's something that was a huge win condition. During team building, I knew that Machamp being full health was pretty clutch because it does great against that thing. It does great against the freaking Pinsir as well. Alright, so now he just goes into Cersei, which is his last mon, and we outspeed with Dragonite. So we're just going to stay in here, and I assume, I guess we just click Superpower. Does not really matter as he's able to outspeed us. He goes for the Ice Beam, showing that he did come prepared for the Dragonite. So there's no ability for this thing to be Choice Scarfed, luckily for us. And now we can just go right into Young Tiny Wings, but do we have enough to knock this damn thing out is the question. Or I could go Tony. Tony runs the risk of getting EQ'd. But I think Flare Blitz with Tony actually still does kill. Which... Let's get Arcanine a kill, shall we? Bring in Tony the freaking Taiga. And, man, that Stealth Rock hurts me to see every time. Alright, so yeah, we just click Flare Blitz at this point here. And let's see what Cersei's got for us. Go ahead and Flare Blitz you right in the titties. Oh my god, it lived it. Damn, that is actually quite unfortunate. Well, it's able to live it with like 1 HP, which is insane. That's just going to kind of mess with our differential here. I mean, we obviously still do have Dragonite, which outspeeds, but honestly, I very much thought that that was going to kill. What the hell? Well, now we just go Tiny Wings. Are forced to take more Stealth Rock damage, and that made this battle a lot closer than it looked like initially. So, Tiny Wings comes in. We're just going to flex with our priority Aqua Jet. And that is going to be the end of the match. So luckily we were able to pull off our first playoff win, ladies and gentlemen. We are still in this. We are running for the championship. And you better look out because the rapid spins keep on spinning. So that was a really good game. Dan is a great battler. And this man knows what he's doing. And it's always scary to battle this guy. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button on this video if you enjoyed. Also, don't forget to check out Dan's channel. His link will be in the description. I'm sure you already know who this guy is. He started the WBE League, and he's an absolute legend. And, yeah, so I'm actually unsure of who we go up against next week due to the fact that I don't think the other games have been played yet. I have my second controller plugged in. That's why there's a girl with me. We out here Safari couple. But, yeah, I will see you guys next week, and hopefully we can keep this going. We are doing great so far, and it's been pretty fun. Peace out.